Good morning, guys. Welcome to Fishful Thinker. I'm Chad LaChance. That's Ronnie Castiglione. If you've seen the show very much, you've seen Ronnie on a whole bunch of times before. He guides with us at Fishful Thinker, and guess what, guys? We're on a lake that we guide on a regular basis. We're on Horsetooth Reservoir here in Colorado. It's December. Doesn't look like December, but it is December. It's cold out. It's about 30 degrees out. We're targeting trout. We might catch some smallmouth. We might catch a walleye or a splake, but we're targeting trout. The bulk of it's going to be done with jigs and tubes of some sort, either a tube jig or a Gulp minnow, but I'm going to work a jerkbait and a few other things. So stay tuned, get comfortable. It ought to be a fun show.
Fishful Thinker Television is brought to you by Sportsman's Warehouse, America's premier outfitter. Peterson Toyota and Toyota Trucks, moving forward. St. Croix Rod, best rods on earth. Berkley, catch more fish. Abu Garcia, for life. Damp Chef, the way to cook outdoors.
You know, just like any other morning here at Fishful Thinker, the whole thing comes down to, do I need to fish vertical or horizontal? That's the first question you should always ask yourself as an angler, and right now, we're not sure yet. We haven't had any bites. So we've got Ronnie right here working vertical, and I'm working a horizontal bait. And Ron, if you'd grab the net, I'd appreciate that very much. And he's not as big as some of them we're looking for. There we go, I just didn't want him to come off there. So, you know, guys, that when we've said forever that trout need one of two things. They either need the fastest bait or the slowest bait, and there's almost nothing. Hey. Easy fish, easy fish. This freezing cold water, their trout are very healthy and very happy, no doubt about that. Beautiful cut bow right there. Little tiny guy, truthfully, for this lake and what we're looking for. This is a baby little one. And we're gonna get him put back here. But you know, this little Cutter 90 is all wrapped up in the net here because of that fish. But you can see little Cutter 90 chrome jerkbait right there. Fish don't want to bite. Sometimes you got to give them something really fast and really erratic. And so Ronnie's done a good job of been snapping his bait up and down. They just don't seem to really want to commit to it. I got a horizontal bait out, and that's about my second or third cast. I threw it a little bit earlier with no success, but just started throwing it again, and boom. So there you have it. All right. That's a big one too. There we go. I was just starting to wonder. Excuse me, we'll get up here.
And there were 3 or 4 of them with him.
Let's see about what Ronnie caught here.
Ronnie's got big trout.
All right. So now we've got one on a horizontal, and we're assuming this is a trout on a vertical, which really vertical is what we were expecting. Yeah, there's a nice one here, guys. This is more what we're looking for, and we're gonna let him burn out just a minute there. I don't wanna get crazy with the net. As you saw, I got excited and netted that other one a little early. That's a good sized trout, guys. And this is what you're looking for, whether you're fishing in 90-degree heat in Boyd Lake in summertime, or you get out here in December on Horsetooth. That vertical presentation for trout is really hard to beat. They're the combination of the vertical and horizontal, one after the other. How's that going for you, Ron?
I love it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, right. And these are fish that really he likes to focus on. I don't focus on them all that much. I travel more.
I'm concerned about the buoy, so let's go ahead.
You're good. You're good. He's fine. He'll be fine. As soon as I'm not going at him unless he's head first, though. That's a big one. There we go, guys.
There we go.
Good job there, Ron. All right, so let's be quick about getting this guy in hook, guys, and I want to show you this real quick.
With him, man.
Okay, hold on, stay right there. There's that Gulp minnow right there, people. You wonder why we vertical fish for trout? There it is. There's your Gulp minnow right there. And I'll just pick him up if you want, Ron,
right
since
ahead,
I'm here, and we'll smile. And guys, I think that'll work, Ron.
You like that one?
That's a pretty nice one.
Horsetooth slob right there.
That's a big fatty, people, right there. That's what we're looking for. And it's been a slow morning. We're gonna go ahead and get him put back. I'm just gonna set him in here. I mean, that fish has got to be 8 or 9, maybe 10 pounds. Probably 8 pounds.
Yeah, 7 to 8.
That's a good sized trout, guys. And so you can see that freight bill's got a flat bottom Conservation Series net in it. I can just lower this out and he'll swim right out of there, pretty as you please. That's good stuff, guys. So whether you're fishing, you know, Boyd Lake in August or here in December, that vertical presentation for trout, finding your bait, finding your fish on your graph and dropping to them is a really good call. You know, I just got the one 5 minutes ago on the horizontal bait. But the day in and day out, it seems like your biggest fish of a lot of species will come in a vertical presentation if you can get them to bite and get right on top of them.
Fishful Thinker Television is brought to you by Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. Evinrude, spend more time on the water. Lowrance, find, navigate, dominate.
The first time we went out and filmed this, it was August, and it's the exact same bite as you have in the winter time right here. What do you suppose is the key as to why this is such a successful way to go about catching trout?
I think one of the biggest things, Chad, is depth control is really, really important in this kind of presentation. And we're really utilizing, you know, these fancy electronics you have on this boat. And that allows us to not only see the fish we're trying to target, but it allows us to see our bait as it falls through the water column. And that a lot of times is the key, because these trout, you know, they're moving around really, really fast. And they're not going to chase a bait down at great distance, but if you get it near them, sometimes they, you know,
turn on it.
Yeah, and sometimes they're diving down, so you gotta let the jig fall a little bit farther. Sometimes, a lot of times, what I've been seeing lately is that these fish dart up to meet the jig, and a lot of times they overshoot the jig as it's falling.
Because it's falling down.
And so you have to reel back up another 5 or 6 feet real fast when you see that on your graph and get that jig back up in front of that fish.
And you want it at or above them?
I want it, yeah. People have a tendency when they miss fish to go ahead and reel in.
Yep, totally.
And give up on the cast.
Worst thing you can do.
You know?
Yeah, worst thing you can do.
That's one of the things I really key in on people with is about, you know, the minute you miss a fish, boy, just let it drop right back to them. And more often than not, they're going to come back and they're going to get it.
And I don't know if Cameron could see that trout, but he was chasing him up to the surface every time. And finally, when I tried to hook set and actually fully jerked it away from him to where the tube came up and out of the water, he turned on runs immediately. So he was looking to eat. There was one. He was looking to eat. We're going to get him now, guys. There, we got him.
Boom. Nice.
Just like that. That's what I'm talking about. That's a good one right here, guys. That's a good one. Grab the net, Ron, if you would. That's a good one here. Yeah, here he comes. Ooh, that's either a really big one or...
What do you got going on?
I don't know. That's a big one, dude. I feel like maybe not. Maybe I just didn't have enough. That's a nice one. There you go. And you can extend that net real easy. There you go. Here he comes. Yeah, that's a nice one, guys. Here he comes. He's coming in right there.
Good job, man.
Good job. Hold still, trout. Hold still, trout.
Look at that bruiser,
How about that in the morning sun, guys? That's, I mean, you look at my arm there, that's a good sized trout. And again, we're only gonna eat the one, so we'll be quick about putting him back. And that spiraling drop to the bottom, that's a magical thing for a lot of fish. Tube jigs and Gulp minnows both do it very, very well. If you have a curl tail of any sort, it's better for swimming, but if you've got a straight tail or a tube jig, that spiral drop, when I drop this thing and slack it out, it's going to spiral all the way to the bottom. And as we've already seen today, the trout that see it will literally follow it in a circle. It's something magical about that for triggering fish. It works well under the ice too. But you got to give it just enough slack and follow it down. Oh, there he is, got him. There we go. There we go. That's why we do that, guys. There's that spiral drop. We'll bring him alongside. Oh, and he can spit it out. I don't know if you guys got to see him, but the thing is, with these being really reactive fish like they are, we're literally hooking them in the tip of the snout. It's a, Ronnie got him. Ronnie got him. Well done, Ron. Well done. There you got that one. Look at him, he just rolls over. He doesn't like the cold water or the hot water at all. There you go. Nicely done, Mr. Castiglione. On the silver smoke tube, huh?
Trout. Unhooking trout's always fun.
Yeah, I just grab the jig and shake them at the water if you can. I mean, those are, look at them in the morning sun though. That's a very shady looking little pro tube too.
Fishful Thinker Television is brought to you by Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors. Peterson Toyota and Toyota Trucks, moving forward. Lowrance, Find, navigate, dominate.
I've watched a lot of trout in demo tanks follow bait down, and they'll follow it down, but they rarely will bite it after they follow it very far. It's like a curiosity thing. That first foot or two of the drop is the key. Sure. And after that, then they become like, well, I'm just gonna follow it. And that may be why you reel it back up above them and it actually goes ahead and gets them to bite. It's hard to say. Now, you can also catch them. You guys will notice, I'll pick up a jerkbait occasionally and fish around the boat. I think what happens in some cases is you can create your own activity. Such that guys with a jig and spoon in one hole and a dead stick bait in the other hole in an ice fishing situation, you can draw fish to you, or having an active presentation even with the same minnow that I'm throwing and working back through the water column. Because keep in mind, trout are not like bass or walleyes. They're not gonna sit right underneath your boat. These fish are constantly roaming, so they'll come in and out under your graph. And that's a key part of the whole thing. Another thing, and I know Ronnie will say this, because we've done this a lot, once you get a fish activated, you get one bite, even just a little nibble, you need to stay all over that fish with your presentation until you get him to stick. Now, I do have a second rod stamp, and there is a Gulp minnow hanging over the side of the boat right there, and it'll be hanging there all morning. And typically that thing will get bit a time or two by fish that'll come by underneath the boat. Got him. Oh, ooh. He's right there. He's right here. He's right here.
Get him, Chad.
He's coming back. Got him. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. You got it again. Got him. Oh, he's biting at every drop.
He's owning you. He's owning you.
He is owning me. Got him.
There you
go.
There
we go. Oh, come on.
What is happening?
Are you kidding me? Here he comes. Got him that time. Oh, he still came off. Come on, trout.
Schooling you.
He is schooling me. Now watch when that tube's, there he is, he's on you, Ron. He's on Ron, he's on Ron. He got him on the first try. Good job, Ron.
Thanks for setting me up on that one.
Nice job, Ron. You can let that one go. We got one to keep. Well done, dude, well done. That fish was on my tube, I think, how many bites in a row? And then I pulled mine up and out of the water one time and he turned and got Ron's. Well done, dude. You want a pair of pliers?
Shake this fish.
Yeah, we don't need to get him out of the water. I think the viewers have seen trout before.
Yeah, they'll come back over and over again until you really pin them hard a lot of times.
Some of the footage we got at Boyd was hilarious from that because of the fact that the fish would I mean, literally at one point I think we got one that was out of the water. The jig literally had cleared the water and the trout comes up and jumps to get it. So it a lot of times can be about getting one fish to activate and go. And I think that's why throwing a jerkbait around the boat or maybe jigging a spoon, something like a Johnson Sprite around the boat while you're doing this can draw fish to the boat as well.
All right, so what we're looking at right here on the electronics, guys, this is the bait fish. We're kind of in here fishing around, and we figure these are probably big schools of rainbow smelt that are in the lake. Right here you can see they're in that 15 to maybe 25 foot range. And so what we're doing is we're dropping our baits real close to the transducers that, you know, in this scenario, it's right here under the trolling motor, and you'll actually be able to see the jig fall through the water column. There's my jig right there, and I can stop my jig right at 20 feet. And now I can pop it up and down, and I'm working that jig right on top of that ball of bait right there. Sometimes it's that the fish, you know, come up out of the ball of bait or they're cruising on top of the ball of bait. Other times they're below the schools of bait and they're looking up at it.
There you go. You get him?
Yep.
Yeah, you pinned him. There you
go.
Too. And that's why we vertical fish for trout, people.
Oh, it's a giant guy.
All right, I'll get the net and I got control of the boat and you're in no hurry, guys. So here we go. This is where your 6-pound test and your 10-pound trout come together. You're good. All your rods are out of the way. They're good. You're good.
This is a bigger one.
You're fine, dude. You got him. Just hold him tight. There is no hurry. Oh my gosh, dude. That's not even a trout.
Is it a wiper?
It's a wiper.
Sweet.
Look at the size of this freaking wiper. Are you kidding me?
Ronnie likes to catch wipers, I'll tell you that much.
Slow, he's gonna get nuts.
Yeah, he doesn't even know he's hooked yet.
No, he doesn't even know he's hooked yet. Hey, oh, I'm gonna net him if he gets close enough.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take advantage.
But I wanna get him when his head's facing towards me.
Yeah.
Holy crap, dude, that. Oh my God, dude, we gotta get him off and unhooked in a hurry because that's an ancient fish. Oh, buddy, look at his scar on his side.
I gotta hold this one.
Yeah, how about that, buddy? Holy, he's melting all over you.
I got him.
Oh, dude, we came out to do a show about fishing for trout, but you want to stick big wipers. Ronnie says, I think this is a big trout. You think?
I like big wipers.
Oh, buddy, guys, that's a big old fish.
Fishful Thinker Television is brought to you by Sportsman's Warehouse, America's premier outfitter. St. Croix Rod, best rods on earth. Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors.
In an effort to catch one more fish here, of course that's the hardest one, we spent 20 minutes trying. So what we've done is I have put on a lipless crankbait, specifically a Berkley War Pig. It's full of rattles, and I'm yo-yoing it, and I'm hoping that as I move along here, as we move along taking turns driving the boat, I'm yo-yoing this bait. Those rattles will draw fish's attention, and then they'll bite the more natural presentation of Ronnie's Gulp minnow. So we'll see if that'll pay off. It has for us many times in the past. It's a concept that you could use the same for ice fishing, drill 2 holes next to each other and have a real active bait in one hole and a real natural bait in the other hole. And you can draw fish to your natural presentation that way. So we'll see if it'll pay off right here. And plus you always have the bonus that the War Pig itself could get bit. So we'll see. I got it. There you go. And that is why we did that, people. In case you're curious and you think we're making it up. All right, Ron. Oh, geez, that's another horse. Look at it, no hurry on that. There's a big male right there. There's a big male right here. Yeah, good job, Ron. And guys, I'm not kidding. If you want to go on a guide trip with Ron, we can arrange that. And I think you should. He loves this bite. There you go. Dude, you can't script that. I started yo-yoing that thing. We hadn't caught a fish in like 20 or 30 minutes, guys. It's been tough. I put that bait on. It's been hanging on the boat for about, I don't know, 2 minutes. And right away, we get this pig to come in and bite. So, yeah, dude, get it done, Ron. If he's lazy, got him. There you go. There you go, guys. That right there, that's why Ron loves this bite so much. He's very, very good at it. That's a beautiful fish.
Slot, huh?
Woo, buddy.
I'm gonna let that big horse go.
Go for it. Put it over there. That's the juice, people. Yeah, he's for about the last 2 years, he's really focused on learning this bite and developing this vertical bite right here.
Boom.
And it's fair to say he's got it figured out. You've had a good day, dude. You've had an epic day.
Good fish day.
We were out here, we were just gonna go catch a few fish and talk about old times and try to convey some trout stuff. Well, you caught some nice ones. I did no heavy lifting today and I'm fine with that. That's the way it goes. That's real life sometimes here at Fishful Thinker. So you did a good job on that. I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming out.
All right, guys, so there you're looking at the side of one of those beautiful trout that you just saw Ronnie and I catching both in the summer and the winter. These are stocker trout that grew up in the lake. They're basically a put and take fish. I filleted this off. I made it completely boneless, and then I stuck it in the fridge and let it form a little bit of a pellicle on it. I put some salt and pepper, and that's it. This grill box that Camp Chef produces is very heavily used. This is several years old at this point. I cook on it on a regular basis. It's one of my favorite tools. It gets screaming hot really fast. It's got 60,000 BTUs between the two burners underneath there. So when I turn this on, it's going to get hot. And we'll fire it up, and you can hear them, both of them lit, and I'm going to turn them down to low. And just let that thing slowly start coming up to temperature. This will get so hot so fast. So what I'm gonna do is make the side items in a hobo pack right here, which basically is all your vegetables put together in aluminum foil and then cooked as a unit. I'm making a single portion. So I've got a half of a potato right there. I've got one small carrot. I've got some chunks that are basically broccoli stems, no florets. I've got some onion and bell pepper. And then last but not least, a couple cloves of garlic. I'll put a couple of cubes of butter. And then also we're gonna add a really healthy drizzle of olive oil in here. And of course, a whole bunch of fresh ground pepper on there. Everything's better with fresh ground pepper. And a real healthy dose of salt. Give it a light toss around and I'll cover it up with some more foil. And then take this foil and you want to crimp it relatively tight. The whole key is to keep the moisture inside this packet. And just like that, I've got a nice durable packet that I can now give it a healthy shake, get everything mixed up good in there, make sure my packet's sealed real good, and I'll put it right on the fire. What I have in this bowl right here is some spicy Dijon mustard. I've got some Marsala wine, just about a teaspoon of Marsala wine in there, and then a little bit of melted butter as well. And it just thins the whole thing down. So what I'm gonna do here is put it right on these trout. And what this is gonna do is make a kind of a glaze once we put it in the grill here. Then we'll come over here, and this is brown sugar that I let sit out at room temperature so it got nice and crunchy. so I can sprinkle it gently. We're gonna give it a little glaze of brown sugar on there, and it sounds counterintuitive, like it's gonna be very sweet, but it won't be nearly as sweet as you might think. And then the last thing we'll add to that is a whole bunch of fresh ground black pepper, and I mean a whole bunch. Tiny little sprinkle of salt as well, just a little bit. Everything's better with just a pinch of salt on it. We'll put one right there. We'll put the other one right there. Ta-da! And just like that, you can see that skin shrink on that trout right there. It's gonna curl really fast. We're gonna put the lid down and let that thing go. All right, guys, now as you look in here, it's been on here for about 10 minutes or so, and it's just doing absolutely perfectly what it's supposed to be doing. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue to flip these, this bag of vegetables over on a somewhat regular basis, and that because this has the skin on the bottom of it, I'm not really concerned about it sticking at all. So we just took the vegetable pack off right there, and you can see it's done. We're gonna hit it with a little bit of this Provence herb right here to give it a little extra flavor. I'll go ahead and pull this off of here. You can see no problem, it didn't stick at all. And that's what I'm talking about, guys. Beautiful. You've got the Dijon and the brown sugar and the black pepper on there, and you got the vegetables, got a little char on the edges of them. Fantastic. You can make it for camping, you can make it for tailgating. Like I said, you can make the whole thing at home, put it in bags, take it with you, and cook it anywhere you want. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully you enjoyed Ronnie and I getting out after the trout with some vertical fishing, taking advantage of their excitability. It's a great way to catch fish. So if you want information on this recipe, you can get it at fishfulthinker.com or possibly at campchef.com. Obviously, all these items can be viewed at campchef.com and purchased at Sportsman's Warehouse. If you'd like to join the conversation, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. Most importantly, we hope you'll tune in, and we'll see you next week.
Time now for today's best catch, brought to you by Berkley.
I got it. There you go. Dude, you couldn't script that. I started yo-yoing that thing. We hadn't caught a fish in like 20 or 30 minutes, guys. It's been tough. I put that bait on. It's been hanging on the boat for about, I don't know, 2 minutes. And right away, we get this pig to come in and bite. There you go, guys. That right there, that's why Ron loves this bite so much. He's very, very good at it. That's a beautiful fish.
Berkley, catch more fish.
It's interesting. All right, guys, we'll see if we can sneak one more out here. But you see right here, we got the Ranger RT 188 with the Evinrude 115. That's a friend of ours here at Fishful Thinker. That's Jeffrey, and sharing the water with us. How's it going there, Jeffrey? Can we show him a picture of your big fish? The success. All right, time out here.